Hello, once again. Welcome to Your Questions. I am Ibrahim K. Asante, and we are coming to you from the Wahab Adam Studios here in Ghana. With me today on Your Questions to answer your questions is Maulvi Shamsuddin Boateng, who is a qualified missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Today, he is going to look into marriages, whether it's permitted for a Muslim man to ask permission from the first wife before marrying the second wife, and a whole lot of other questions. Keep your questions coming through africa@mta.tv. Don't change your dial. Join me. Welcome to Your Questions. As said earlier, I have with me Maulvi Shamsuddin Boateng to help us answer the questions. Welcome, Maulvi, once again to Your Questions.
Thank you very much.
Today we have interesting questions coming from Tanzania and Ghana. Let's listen to the first questions and see what it's about and get straight to it.
My name is Sadika. I'm from Ghana. My question is, are we permitted to sing religious hymns at school?
Sadika from Ghana wants to know if Muslims, to be specific, Ahmadi Muslims, if you are permitted to sing religious hymns, Christian hymns at school, especially, for those who are attending other Christian faith schools. Is it permitted?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Anything that is associated with shirk, thus associating partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is forbidden in Islam. So if such a hymn has an attributive name that is in reference to something or anybody else, that one is highly forbidden. That for a Muslim to be associated with it. It doesn't matter whether the person, where you find yourself is a Christian institution or whichever religion that institution might be. That one is not allowed. Even if you're a Muslim and your parents are not, the Holy Quran has specifically stated that if they are forcing you or encouraging you to get involved in shirk, associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that one you have rights not to obey them. But apart from these things, then everything you're allowed to also get involved in it.
So if the hymn, according to what you're saying, does not have anything to associate partners with the Almighty God, Allah, as you put it, is it permitted to sing it?
It's permitted. There's no wrong in doing that. So far as I stated, Islam, the fundamental belief or the fundamental principle of Islam, the first kalima, that's the first, let's say you put it, the article of faith. The first is to believe in God, that there is no partner with Allah. So if that is the first thing, so if you find yourself that, or you get to know that you are going to attribute anything to him, then that one you are not allowed. But apart from that, if the hymn is not associated with anything, any deity or any god, then you have to, you have right to also sing.
Okay. That answers the question straight ahead. And please keep your questions coming through at africa@mta.tv. We are coming to you from the Wahab Adam Studios here in Ghana. The next question is coming all the way from Tanzania. Let's take the next question from Tanzania.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Omar Bashir. I'm from Tanzania. My question is a Muslim man obligated to seek permission from his first wife before marrying the second wife?
Well, Omar Bashir from Tanzania, quite interesting fellow, asking, is a Muslim man required to seek permission I don't know whether he's deciding to marry a second wife, but hey, you are allowed. I know Muslims are allowed to marry more than one,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, it's a fact.
4, 5, 6?
4 up to 4.
Up to 4. Oh, okay. Up to 4. But his question is, do you have to seek permission from your first wife? And if so, and the first wife says no, what do you do?
It's not established anywhere that a man has to seek permission from the second or third wife
The first wife?
or first wife before adding.
Really?
Yes, there is no established anywhere in the Quran.
Some men will be jumping up and down. They say, yeah, you see, the movie says I shouldn't seek permission.
Yes.
But what are the conditions?
They as says, it's not established in Quran, it's not established in the Hadith, but marriage as an institution, the Quran has laid the principle that the purpose is for unity, peace, and harmony. So if you've met the conditions and you want to add up, it is advisable and respectable that you inform your wife, you get her informed. You are not seeking permission from her. You are according her the respect. And the condition in the Quran is very clear that equity and justice must prevail. It shouldn't occur that, as the Quran says, kalmu'allaka, that you marry you add up and then you abandon the first wife, like it's something discarded. That's what the Quran says. That is not allowed. In the same way, you should not be you don't add or you don't join with the first wife and then try to punish the second wife or maltreat her, of also abandoning her, as the Quran has also stated. And if equity and justice will prevail and you have the ability to add up, then Islam allows that. But it shouldn't be the situation that because you just heard that you can add 2, so you just jump and then keep adding till 4.
But one would say that, hey, he's so strong, powerful, and he doesn't want to sin, so he wants to add up. What's wrong with that? Does Islam not permit it?
No, that is not the fundamental principle, and that one is not even mentioned in the Holy Quran. It's all about justice, and it's not just because you are sexually active, and because of that you just keep adding.
That's a serious one, because the guy is saying he doesn't want to have a side chick or a girlfriend. He wants to legitimize things, and that's his reason to marry. Is it not legitimate enough? Then
what will happen to the financial aspect? What will happen to taking care of the 2 wives? So after coitus or sexual interaction, what's next? Where will the person stay? And who is going to bear the responsibilities? So all these, one has to think of all these things, and then you consider all these things, so that it will not be such a problem that you just bring in somebody for the person to suffer. Islam does not encourage that. That's why there are principles and guidelines. So if you have the ability of taking care of 2 or 3 or 4, and then equity will work, that one, Islam will not stop you. Because let's see, if it's Islam, it will never happen that a woman will gladly give the husband permission to go in for a second wife.
Is it the reason why most men, they could demously go and do their nikah, walima, marriages, before the first wife realizes, somebody says, hey, have you heard your husband has married a second one?
I was coming to that. It's good you brought it up.
Yeah.
And that is also not right. And Jamaat Ahmadiyya does not encourage that.
But you just said that the man does not have any obligation to seek permission.
That is seeking permission from the woman.
Yeah.
You see, starting, I said it is respectable. You have to get her informed. And you just sneaking to do it, you have disrespected the lady to the utmost maximum.
But most people say that they are scared of the retribution and the reaction and to respect her, they do it nicodemously. Don't you think it's the right thing?
The reason or just informing her gives her no right to stop you. She has no right to stop you. You informing her is just informing. You are not seeking permission. So even if she stands against it, so far as you meet the criteria, that one, there's no problem with that.
But
no,
can a woman also say that if you marry that one, I will divorce you?
Yes. This Prophet Messiah salam treated this very nicely, and in this Noah's Ark, and he said he doesn't understand. I'm paraphrasing what he said. He said he doesn't understand why non-Muslims have issues with polygamy, because it's not compulsory that so far as you are a Muslim, so you have to go in for 4 wives. In the same way, it's not also compulsory for the woman that when the husband is going in for another wife, she also is tied up and have to sit and then be in the marriage. Or the same thing also applies to the one coming. If you think that you cannot, then you have the right to seek divorce. It's called khula for the woman. If you think that you cannot go in, you cannot live within a polygamous marriage, that one Islam allows you, you can go. The same thing also applies to the one coming. If you know that the man already has a husband and you think
The man has a wife.
The man has a wife and you think you cannot live or you cannot go into such a marriage, you have the right to that one. Even
but that one they will
you have not
before
even
coming in.
Yes, so that one is not even established. So it's easier telling the man that you will not agree. And the same thing also applies to the man. The Quran is not making it compulsory that because you are Muslim you have to go in for 4 wives. So that's the what the Quran says. If the woman thinks that the man has informed me and I've done all that I will not agree and still because the man has met the criteria and he is going and you think you cannot, that one, the Prophet ﷺ has made it clear that you can seek
One thing
khula.
that my audience may be interested to know, Muslims, you're allowed to marry more than one, up to 4. But it looks as if the clergy, the imams, most of them are married to one, especially in Islam Ahmadiyya. Well, why is it so?
See, that's why when
Are you not leading by example? Are you not? You have how many wives?
I have single, one.
1. So 3 more. Why aren't you adding them?
That's why when I was paraphrasing the saying of the Promised Messiah, I made it clear that he said it's not compulsory. And the Quran also has made it, stated it clear.
But for a leader, you must lead by example.
Yeah, you are a leader, but because the Quran is not making it compulsory, so that the freedom has been given you. If you have the ability and you think you can live by the teachings of the Holy Quran, equity, and then justice, then you can go in for it. But if you think that because of 1 or 2 things you cannot go in for that, then that one also...
1 or 2 things, like your wife will be very angry at you.
Not that. And even if
or threaten to leave.
No, even if that is an issue, the Prophet ﷺ has also said, probably you can also even consider that too. If you think, no, what you are going in is going to hurt the woman. Sometimes if it is the mental health or could cause a very big havoc, then you can also consider that. Because it's not force. That's why the Prophet ﷺ explained this is opening all these doors. And as a missionary, there are some missionaries who also have 2 wives, and some have 3.
3?
Yes. So it's not always true that Ahmadi missionaries do not go in for 2 or more than one wives. It's not.
But that seems not to be the norm.
It's because comparably, the number of missionaries to the members, the missionaries are few, so just significant. So that's why they are able to point out.
And that's the more reason why you should take more wives. Because there are a lot of single women.
Yes, there are a lot of single women, and it's open up. So
an example.
every member can go in, as we are sitting here, can go for 2 or 3. But I'm stressing on it that it has not been made compulsory. So it doesn't mean because you are a missionary or you are a leader, you are forced or it's compulsory that you go in for 1 or 2.
Back to the main question again. Seeking permission. It seems, can you throw more light on that? It seems some people, whether male or female, who are fighting the cause of women, say it's not a human right that you can go and you just have to inform me. The human right issue, is it not something that we need to look at?
What's the definition of human rights? The act or the issue here is you agreed to be a Muslim. And if you have agreed to be a Muslim, then you have to go by the teachings of Islam. If you are not a Muslim, then that one, we cannot force you to be under the injunctions of the Holy Quran. So far as you have accepted, and then the pillars of Islam, the 5 pillars of Islam, the kalima, you accepted that there's no God but Allah, and then you recited all these things. That means the injunction of the Holy Quran becomes compulsory upon you. That time you cannot say it's going against...
Is it not an indictment that Islam is not being fair to women? In this particular instance?
No, that's why...
Because the man just has to tell you, and all he can do is, if you want to stay, stay. If you want to go, go. I mean, you have the right as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's the teachings of Islam, and it has been made clear. So it's never indictment in any way or whatsoever. So if you are a Muslim, and I'm stressing on that again, if you have accepted to be a Muslim, then you have to understand that the teachings of Islam, like you are in Ghana here, you cannot, so far as you are within the territories of Ghana, you cannot say the Ghana Constitution is indicting you on some of the rights or some of the things. You cannot say because you have your own life, so you decide to take your life. That is against the Constitution, and you cannot be in Ghana and then tell the state that you want to go by the Constitution of Togo or any other country. That cannot work. So far as you are in Ghana, you are within the confinement of Ghana. So the Constitution of Ghana is compulsory upon you to abide by. The same thing applies to Muslims. So far as you have accepted to be a Muslim, the teachings and the injunctions of the Holy Quran becomes compulsory upon you.
But does that not open the floodgate of extremism?
No.
Where people are going to adulterate the true teachings of Islam, the beautiful teachings of Islam, and put in their own personal thing and rubber stamp it that so far as you're in Islam, you have to go by this. Meanwhile, probably not said anywhere in the Quran or the Hadith.
Yes. We will go back to what I stated. If somebody is doing what he or she likes, that one, if it's against the injunction of the Holy Quran, then you can't attribute it to the Holy Quran. There are many acts that people are doing that the Quran does not agree to that fact, but they are doing it. So we cannot say because this person is a Muslim and is behaving like this, so that is the teaching of Islam. That cannot be accepted. And then it will not be fair to Muslims and Islam in general.
It will not be fair to Muslims and Islam in general to attribute something which may not be right done by a so-called Muslim to Islam. No, just as any other religious sect may have a bad nut, quote and unquote, doing something and cannot be ascribed to the religion. Same with Islam. This is Your Questions. It's getting interesting, exciting, rewarding, and hot here in the Wahab Adam Studios in Ghana. Please keep your questions coming through. Africa@mta.tv. I understand the next question is coming all the way from Tanzania. Let's listen to the next question from Tanzania.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Naima Kenya. I'm from Tanzania. My question is, why Muslim women are not allowed to marry more than one husband.
Exactly. You see, the question of justice. This lady is asking, okay, Muslim men, you are able to just come to your wives and say, oh, I'm going to marry a second one. I just have to inform you. Can Muslim women also marry more than one?
It's not established in any culture. Neither can you find it in any religion that a woman is allowed to marry more
There are
than...
some places in Nepal up there that polyandry is happening, and so people can even marry two brothers.
So in any religion that...
I don't know whether it's a religion, but there are some places out there that a woman can marry more than one man.
Let's use the three main religions. That's Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. For example, you cannot find it anywhere established that women are allowed to marry more than one.
Is it because
and even
Muslim men are jealous?
No, and even because or in those communities or those cultures that allow that, how famous is this? Even if in comparatively throughout the world, how is this is not established in so many places?
Why can't it be allowed?
And let's just consider if a woman is allowed to go in for more than one husband.
Yes.
And a man is also allowed to go in for more than one wife. So within that, the nuclear family, it will be no less than 20 people established there. A very big family. And apart from that...
Can you explain further? Why 20 people?
Because if the woman is allowed to go in for more than, the woman has gone for 3 other husbands in addition to you. Yeah. That's 4.
Not me, because I would never.
In addition to the husband, and then the second wife also has go in for another 3 meals in addition, and then the third, the fourth, then the man also has 3.
One big family.
One big family. And the issue is for a man, if you have more than one wife, it's easier to identify the genealogy of the children. You know that this is my child, from the first wife, from the second, from the third. But how will it be established when it comes to the woman?
DNA.
How many people, let's use Africa for instance, how many people can afford DNA?
Oh, you can look at your face and say, this one does not look like me.
Yeah, and sometimes even the facial, you cannot identify, from the face. Indeed. And it becomes who bears the responsibility in the duty of taking care of the kids. It becomes a bigger problem here. So it's not just because the act of just allowing. It has the philosophy. And then we should just sit down and think.
But Islam forbids it.
Yes, Islam forbids
Categorically?
it. Categorically.
Written somewhere that women are not allowed to marry more than one? Or we are conceptualizing it that in Islam it's not permitted?
If we are to, we are looking for everything inside the Holy Quran, then the Holy Quran will have about 1,000 volumes. Because if every specific thing, we want a specific wording in the Holy Quran.
But this is a serious issue that we need.
Yes.
We need a very specific quotation or something that says it's not allowed.
Yes, that's why.
Because the one for the men, you can have something to say you can marry up to 4.
Yes, because it's not everything that you can find it stated in the Holy Quran. So there are some issues and occasions that we always establish or we look for the interpretations from the life of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. Did the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam do it? Did the companions do it? Did any prophet allow such a thing to be done? Did any religion and their prophets allow such a thing to be done? And let me just narrow it down to Islam. Did the Prophet Muhammad allow it? Is the companions allowing it? So all these people mentioned are the interpreters of the Holy Quran, and their in-depth knowledge in the Holy Quran is beyond everyone. So, and it's not established. They have not interpreted any part of the Quran to establish that fact that the women are allowed. And if it was to be allowed, or even if it was allowed, the Quran verse that is stating that of men will have mentioned it. So far as it did not mention it, and it did not mention it anywhere, then that means that it's not established anywhere that a woman can go in for.
This brings the question of women marrying after their husband's deceased or marrying after divorce. In some religions, that second marriage is not considered as a proper marriage. How does Islam look at it? Because then it's more like the woman has married more than one man. I mean, he divorced this one, married again. Maybe not at one time, but married more than one man.
This is an institution of divorce, and Islam, although does not encourage it, but does not also stop a woman from applying for divorce. And that one is called khula. If the person is finding it difficult staying in that marriage and it's an established fact, then the person can seek for the divorce. And Islam is not like the other religions that condemns it totally, that you are not allowed
to remarry,
to divorce in the first place. Islam allows it, and you can remarry after observing something we call iddat, after the divorce. So there are a number of days that you have to stay away, so that it can be established that probably there was no pregnancy or no this pregnancy. So in this is also, the philosophy is also to establish the genealogy, so that it's not just after divorce, just a day you go in for another husband. If probably there was intercourse and there's the possibility of pregnancy from the other husband, you just enter this one, and this new man could claim to be the father of that unborn child. So Islam does not forbid that somebody after divorce or after the death of the husband cannot go in for another husband. This one is allowed, but because you are not marrying them at the same time, it's at different timings and different occasions and for different reasons. So Islam allows that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it all yourself. What is allowed, what is not allowed. This is your question. And please, keep your questions coming through. Africa@mta.tv. We are looking forward to receiving your questions. I remain your host, Ibrahim K. Asante, and please make a date with us on our next episode, and we'll be glad to answer your questions. Stay pure, be holy, and see you next time. Peace be unto you.